know exactly.
Like I would know.
Yeah, because you spent all your time there. I know you're going there when you leave here.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's no media. Yeah. They come, but they've been starting to come to Board of Works.
Yeah.
And all the things, and that GMAX contract that we did, what do? They go after the Parkinson. Interview the guy that was doing the boxing for Parkinson.
Oh, yeah.
With that $11 million contract.
Nothing. That's what I think.
It's a bewitching hour.
Ready? We're going to call the April City Council meeting to order. If everyone will please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Madam Clerk, if you will conduct the roll call, please.
Heidi, Clinker, Nargi,
Here.
Reynolds,
Here.
Campbell,
Here.
Brown,
Here.
Allersmeyer, Downing, Williamson.
Here.
Quorum present.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to start off tonight with Ms. Chosnick being sworn in as our city attorney.
I want to move this real quick. We're going to do it so we can take some pictures with our mask on. I'm going to talk for just a minute or so. I want to stand there and take off my mask real quick. I just want to first recognize Ed and Becky Chosnick, who are here tonight, and Jackie's two sons that are also joining us. Tonight really is a very special night. I'll be swearing in Jackie here in just a few minutes to become the city attorney for the city of Lafayette. And as you know, for many, many years, her dad, Ed Chosnick, has served as the city attorney, and Jackie's been our deputy, and she's done a marvelous, marvelous job for us. And Ed, on a personal level, I can't thank you enough for our friendship. Ever since my first city council campaign back in the 90s, it's been just an honor to work and serve with you here at the city. And I know you're going to still be the deputy city attorney. You'll be taking orders from your daughter now.
Yay.
The vote is really getting reversed, but it's been a marvelous relationship for our family, and I really appreciate all that you've done. And Becky, thank you so much for all the help and support that you've been over the years. It's truly, truly appreciated. So, and kind of an interesting fact, and I'm not sure she wants me to bring it up, but I'm going to anyway, is that, that she'll be the first, it's hard to believe it, she'll be the first female city attorney in the history of Lafayette. It's probably long overdue. All right, with that, we'll get down to the actual swearing. So let's try to line ourselves up a little bit on the city of Lafayette there. All right, I'm going to have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jackie Chosnick,
I, Jackie Chosnick,
being first duly sworn
upon my oath,
do depose and say that I, as the duly appointed city attorney for the city of Lafayette, Indiana, will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Indiana, and that I will faithfully and impartially perform the duties of said office imposed upon me by law, so help me God. Congratulations. We got to shake it. Sorry. Dave, if you could, we'll get one picture with Cindy and I and Jackie, and then after we can get with family and stuff. If you want to do after the meeting, or we'll get one here before we get started. Oh, okay. We'll do it real quick while they're here. That'll be fine. We're okay. It's just going to be a short time. I've had COVID. Cindy, we've all had our shots. So just take your mask off. It's okay. You get a little closer. Here, you get in the middle. You go back there. There you go.
We are 3 weeks, we are.
All right, Ed, if you and the family want to come up. That was way less than 15 minutes or whatever.
That was kind of a hard road, sorry.
Yeah, that was a really hard oath.
Congratulations, Ed.
Ed? I would like to take the opportunity to thank my father because he has been a fabulous mentor over the 20 years I've been practicing law and 17 years that I've been a deputy city attorney. So I'm very honored to take over for him, and I'm very honored to continue the work that I love for the city of Lafayette as city attorney. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
We're glad to have you. All right. And she is a fast learner. Last year, she's really done more city attorney stuff than the actual city. If I could just say that it has been a wonderful experience to be the city attorney for the city of Lafayette for the last 17 years, working with Mayor Mazorsky, Clerk Burry, and Cindy, and the city council, all the boards, the progress that's been made in this community over the last 17 years is amazing. And to take pages to outline all the major projects that have been good for this community. So it's been an honor for me, but I'm tired.
He's got one. He's got several. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Mayor Rosworski, you're still on.
All right. Thank you, Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the council. It's my honor, it really is my honor to be here this evening to recognize Dennis Ray Smith. And Dennis, if you would come on up, please. Leave your mask on till and I want to hand it to you. We'll take them off for better stuff, right? So this is a little awkward because we've got people spread out, but we've been wanting to honor Dennis for several months now, but unfortunately with COVID and everything, we didn't want to do it over Zoom. We didn't think that was appropriate for what he did, and so I want to read a little bit of information here, and then we're going to present him with award, but you'll see why here in just a second. So a little bit about Dennis. He's a group leader at Ray Magna Wire. He's been with the company for 22 years. He served in the U.S. Marine Corps from 1990 to 1994, and he served in the Indiana National Guard from 1995 to 1998. On December 6th, at the start of his 8 p.m. shift, an employee reported a fellow worker was unresponsive on the plant floor. Upon reaching the employee, Dennis found that he was not breathing. His heart had stopped. Dennis administered several cycles of CPR and used an AED prior to the ambulance arriving. While performing CPR and using an AED, he actually directed other employees to call 911 and sent an employee out of the building to direct traffic so the ambulance would waste no time getting to the employee. The employee was hospitalized in Lafayette and then moved to Indianapolis. Since his heart had stopped, he had a pacemaker implanted, but is back home with his family. His recovery will take some time, but had the event occurred out on the drive or to the plant or anywhere else, the outcome could have been totally different. The reality is Mr. Smith saved a fellow employee's life because of his quick thinking, obviously because of his training. He was able to, help somebody go home and family members stay in the family. So on behalf of the city of Lafayette, we'll kind of turn this way here. In appreciation, we honor Dennis Ray Smith in recognition of your quick thinking and courage in administering CPR to a fellow coworker. The City of Lafayette appreciates your actions. Thank you, sir.
Semper Fi.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you want one back there with one of your colleagues? Good? Okay. Well, congratulations and
I
thank you.
couldn't have done this without other employees. Everyone responded, so I'm accepting this on behalf of them also. It wasn't just me that saved them, you know, there's other individuals. So, thank you.
So, thank you very much. It was nice. I'll go ahead, Danny. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Okay, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna take my mask off because I can't, my glasses steam up and I can't read without those. And I'm fully vaccinated, I promise. So, okay, we're gonna go into a public hearing now. Mr. Campbell?
President, I move we recess for the public hearing.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. All right.
Ordinance 2021-13, an ordinance to vacate a portion of the public right-of-way in the city of Lafayette, Indiana, Colfax Street.
Great, thank you. All right. Any public comment? Nope. All right, then we have a second one.
Resolution 2021-05, a resolution declaring the designation of certain real estate as an economic revitalization area and approving the application for property tax abatement, Mohawks, Inc., personal property.
Any public comment? All right, seeing none, Mr. Campbell?
Madam President, I move we reconvene, and
Thank-
I also move that we accept the minutes of the previous meeting as communicated.
Okay,
Down for that.
yeah. We need a second, thank you.
Twice.
Okay, thank you. All
Okay.
right, are there any corrections to the minutes? Everybody good with them? Okay,
All in favor? We can do all in favor.
yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, very good.
Roll call.
Yeah. Presentation and disposal of claims.
There are none.
Presentation of petitions and communications.
There are none.
Reports of city offices on file in the city clerk's office.
Waterworks Department, monthly February. Renew Department, monthly February. Fleet Maintenance, monthly February. Police Department, monthly February.
All right, and just so you know, those are all on file in the clerk's office if anybody wants to see them. We do have several ordinances for second reading tonight.
Ordinance 2021-08, an ordinance amending chapter 9.04 for smoking in public places and places of employment.
Mr.
Madam
Campbell?
President, not for the smoking in the whole city, but we're starting. I move that this be approved on first reading.
Thank you.
Second reading.
Thank you.
Second.
Yeah, okay, somebody did. All right.
Okay.
All right, Mayor.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the council, I'll keep this brief since it's second reading. As you know, we have updated our smoking ordinance to cover places in public that are owned by the city of Lafayette. So grounds like Reilly Plaza, those types of places. I think it's important that we continue to promote a healthy community, and some of those open public spaces like that, I've had quite a few people say that it's uncomfortable if they're trying to enjoy an event or something and people are smoking there. And I think it's important that on city-owned property that we do promote that healthy lifestyle and make sure that everybody is comfortable there. It's the same what we did in our parks, and to use those publicly owned amenities. So I would appreciate your support on this ordinance.
Thank you. Any comment from the council? Any public comment? All right, seeing none, I think we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi,
Yay.
Reynolds,
Yeah.
Campbell,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Alweismeyer. Down. Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. Now we're up for ordinance 2021-09.
An ordinance amending the Lafayette Municipal Code pertaining to sewer service and wastewater control in the city of Lafayette by amending sections of chapters 6.01, 6.03, and 6.04.
I move to hear and approve ordinance 2021-09.
Thank you, Mr. Downing. Thank you, Ms. Allersmeyer. All right, are there any comments from the council?
Is Brian?
Yep, Brian Beeler.
Yes.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
Good afternoon, council. This is the second reading. I know the first reading was last month. This is just a review of our MPDS permit, sewer use ordinance, and local limits. Every 5 years of the permit cycle, we have to review our ordinance for enforcement and compliance. Most of the changes that were made on here were just language changes. So I ask that you approve this second reading.
All right. Any comment from the council? Any public comment? All right, seeing none, I guess ready for roll call vote?
Nargi,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Allersmeyer,
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We're up for ordinance 2021-10.
An ordinance adopting a new chapter to the Lafayette Municipal Code, Chapter 4.17, Parklets and Streeteries.
Thank you.
I move we hear ordinance 2021-10.
Thank you,
second.
Ms. Nargi. Thank you. All right. Ms. Deverell, do you have?
Margie Deverell, Economic Development Department. You heard this last month. I think it was passed unanimously. It's something that we are doing to help activate our public spaces, kind of a spin-off of the open air eats where restaurants especially can use a couple parking places in front of their business, but instead of just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, occasionally it would be something that they could build a space out in front and use from April 1st through October. So trying to help our downtown business economically. So
Thank you. Any comments from the council? Any public comment? All right, thank you. I guess we're ready for roll call vote?
Nargi,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Allersmeyer,
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. We're now up to ordinance number 2021-12.
An ordinance authorizing the city of Lafayette, Indiana to issue its taxable economic development revenue and refunding revenue bonds and approving and authorizing other actions in respect thereto.
Pleasure of the council.
Madam President, I move that we hear ordinance 2021-12.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, thank you, Mr. Downing. All right, Mr. Mayor again.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the council, we've been through this numerous times because this has been to Area Plan Commission redevelopment, back to Area Plan, back to redevelopment, back to City Council. So this, in general, is 631 Main Street. This is Andy Gutwein's project, the Luna, which he might have the record for the most times having to make that presentation, since it had to go to the historic preservation folks also because it's in a local historic district. So we're not going to ask him to do that again tonight. So it's 631 Main Street, the project called the Luna. Then it's also the refunding of 3 other bonds. As you know, the interest rates have dropped dramatically, and even though some of these bonds aren't that old, we were still able to combine these all into one bond issue. So there was some economy of scale for us there and a way to not have quite as many fees associated, and we were able to get a very good interest rate and to actually lower our payments on the other 3 bonds. So it's a win-win for all of us. The Luna's going to be a great project. We're really looking forward to filling that gap on Main Street and able to save some money at the same time by refinancing some other bonds at a lower interest rate.
Great, thank you. Any comments or questions from the council? No? Any public comment? All right, I guess we're ready for roll call vote.
Nargi,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Allersmeyer,
Aye.
Downing.
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. We're now up to ordinance 2021-13.
Have a motion to learn, okay.
Madam President, I move we hear and approve ordinance 2021-13.
Sorry, I thought we-
Yeah.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. We're ready, thank you.
Thank you. Ryan Munden with Ryling, Teeter and Schreier here on behalf of Thayer's Enterprises, Inc. They're started in 2005 as a painting business. They've expanded the scope of what they do and have outgrown their current space. Purpose of this vacation is to give them more flex space. The plan is also to hire 5 new employees. They own 3 parcels to the north of this section of Colfax. They own all the parcels to the south of Colfax. The only other abutting owner is Whiteneck and Brothers to the west. They did not object to the vacation. This will allow for a more efficient and orderly development of this area. We have provided the city attorney with the valuation from Kevin Bowl. I believe that valuation was $2,160. So with that, we would respectfully request your approval.
All right. Any questions or comments from the council? No? All right, any public comment? All right, we're ready for roll call vote again.
Nargi,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Allersmeyer. Aye. Downing. Aye. Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. We are now ready for ordinances for first reading, and we're going to start with ordinance number 2021-14.
An ordinance to vacate a portion of the public right-of-way in the city of Lafayette, Indiana.
For the council.
Madam President, I move to hear and approve 2021-14 on the first reading.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Riley?
Thank you. Good evening. Kevin Riley with Riley and Teeter and Schreier representing the petitioner, LCC Partners LLC. LCC is the owner of the Lafayette Country Club, and they are requesting, they filed a petition to vacate a portion of a public alley that's located between the Country Club property and a couple of houses that LCC Partners own, 508 Murphy, 511 Cherokee. A portion of this vacated area is actually lies within the golf course right now, is my understanding, and then a portion of it adjacent to 508 Cherokee. When LCC Partners sells that property, the new owner intends to expand or build upon their house, and so they need that extra ground to build on. The vacated area is grass, so we don't think it's been improved for more than 10 years, or in more than 10 years. The vacation won't hinder the growth or the development of the area. It doesn't make access to any properties more difficult or inconvenient. It won't hinder any access to churches, schools, or public building or place. The vacation will not hinder the use of a public right-of-way, and there are no public utilities located within the vacated area. We don't think under the ordinance that we are required to provide compensation to the city for the vacated area, but we did go ahead and get a market value opinion from Kevin Bowl, which we provided to the city attorney, and Mr. Bowl values the vacated area at $490, and the petitioner is willing to pay that amount if that's what the city requires. So happy to answer any questions that you have.
You got any more property at that 490 figure?
Any other questions or comments for Mr. Bowl? No? Okay. Any public comment? All right, we're ready for roll call vote.
Nargi,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Brown,
Aye.
Allersmeyer. Aye. Downing. Aye. Ordinance passes 6-0.
Okay, and we need to set a public hearing for this ordinance for May. Mr. Campbell?
At 6:01.
On May 3rd. How about that?
Very good. Second.
Thank you. All right.
All in favor?
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, very good. Thank you. All right, and we're ready for ordinance number 2021-15.
An amendment to ordinance number 2010-11 establishing a local parent 518 Parent Avenue Historic District in the city of Lafayette, Indiana.
Thank you. What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam President, I move that we hear and approve ordinance number 2021-15.
Mr. Downing? Thank you. All right, Mr. Collier, how are you?
I'm fine. How are
Good,
you?
good.
Good. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Madam President, council members, I have before you, have before you 4 ordinances for designation of new local ordinance or new local historic districts. The first one is for 518 Perrin Avenue. It will be called the local Perrin 518 Perrin Avenue Historic District, and it's a gable front Italianate house that was built in about 1890, and it's listed as contributing in the Tippecanoe County Interim Report. So the Historic Preservation Commission reviewed and recommended approval of this at their February 22nd Historic Preservation Commission meeting, and they asked for your support of this ordinance as well.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the council? Any public comment? All right, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing? Ordinance passes 6-0.
Very good. We're ready for ordinance 2021-16.
An amendment to ordinance number 2010-11 establishing a local Centennial Wells Taft Historic District in the city of Lafayette, Indiana.
Madam President, I move we hear and approve ordinance 2021-16.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is the second. This is one that you'll all recognize. This is for the former Wells Library building, which is currently home of TAF. We're calling this the local Centennial Wells TAF or Historic District. It's a neoclassical architecture design by Walter Scholler, built in about 1926, and it's listed as outstanding, and the commission recommended approval and would encourage your support.
All right, any questions or comments from the council? Any public comment? All right, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. Ordinance number 2021-17.
An amendment to ordinance number 2010-11 establishing a local Centennial Trinity Methodist Historic District in the city of Lafayette, Indiana.
And what's the pleasure of the council?
I move for passage of this ordinance on first reading.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Okay, so this is the third. It's Centennial Trinity Methodist Local Historic District. You probably are all familiar with this building as well. It's a beautiful Gothic revival built originally in about 1869, the original wing, and then another addition was built later. It's listed as outstanding. This district also includes the very small bungalow at 509 North Street that's immediately adjacent to it. So that one is listed as contributing and was built in about 1910. The commission reviewed and recommended approval and would appreciate your support of this also.
All right, thank you very much. Any questions or comments from the council? Any public comment? All right, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you. Ordinance number 2021-18.
An amendment to ordinance number 2010-11 establishing a local Jefferson Brown Street Methodist Historic District in the city of Lafayette, Indiana.
And what's the pleasure of the council?
I move we hear ordinance 2021-18.
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, this is the last of the four this month. We'll have more in the future, though. This is the Jefferson Brown Street Methodist Local Historic District. This is another church that you probably all are familiar with. It's Gothic revival, built in about 1885, listed as outstanding. This also includes the Colonial Revival House that's right next door to it, as well as an open lot next to that. And both of those properties are listed as notable. The commission reviewed these and recommended your approval and would appreciate your support.
All right, any questions or comments from the council? Any public comment? All right, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collier. We appreciate your work. All right, we're ready for ordinance number 2021-19.
An ordinance to amend the zoning ordinance of Tippecanoe County, Indiana to rezone certain real estate from GB and I-3 to PDRS Concord Partners South LLC petitioners, southwest corner of the intersection of Maple Point Drive and Sagamore Parkway.
All right, what's the pleasure of the council?
Madam President, I move to hear ordinance and approve ordinance 2021-19.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Good evening, Madam President and the council. Tyler Oakes, attorney at Ball Eggleston, on behalf of the petitioner, Brian Walker. Mr. Walker does apologize. Originally, when he planned to be out of state, he thought he would be able to Zoom in, but glad to be back in person, so I'm here instead. We'd like to go ahead and request rezone. This is currently a 3 kind of tiered zone. It's a little bit odd. We have an I-3, a GB, and a floodplain. And what Mr. Walker is going to do is put in a planned development residential kind of unit. It's going to consist of 16 buildings, and it's going to be 264 apartment units. We received unanimous yes vote from the Area Plan Commission. It's going to be a flagpole lot, so we're going to have basically an easement road coming off of Maple Point Drive that'll go back into the development where this kind of all these units will be. One really unique thing, and Mr. Walker will contend that this is going to be the largest dog park in the state of Indiana. The floodplain zone at the bottom, the southern part of the lot cannot be built in. So he went ahead and decided, well, let's turn that into a dog park so we're getting some use out of it. So that'll be one of the big attractions to the area. In our talks with the APC, they've been really excited about the fact that we're putting a mixed-use residential in the area where you have a lot of kind of high-density attractions. The mall's right there, Ivy Tech's right there, and some other kind of commercial units. And then because of where this is located in the lot, it's kind of surrounded by commercial all around. It's deep enough in the lot that it still allows for commercial development outside of it. This is going to be Mr. Walker's third development in the city of Lafayette. Crosswinds and Southern Winds were his other two. It's going to be a similar style to those two, and he expects similar success to those. So I'm happy to answer any questions, and we respectfully request approval. Thank you.
Any questions or comments from the council?
Yeah, are these apartments like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, or just a mixture?
It's going to be a mix of 1 and 2 bedrooms.
Sort of medium income?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think because it's such a unique area, there's not a lot of residential out there. I would say that's probably his target market is the medium area, but obviously could be higher given that it's really kind of the only residential area stuff out there.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments from council? Any public comment? Okay, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
All right, thank you. All right, we're ready for ordinance 2021-20.
2021 sewage work revenue bond ordinance.
All right, what's the pleasure of the council?
I move we hear ordinance 2021-20.
Second.
Thank you. All right.
I think.
Colin, you here?
Yeah.
Colin Cochran from Denton's.
Okay.
Colin Cochran with Denton's Bingham Greenbaum. We're serving as bond counsel for this transaction. The ordinance in front of you authorizes the issuance of bonds in amount not to exceed $15 million to finance the city's approved CSO plan. It's more particularly described in Exhibit A of the ordinance. As all past issuances of the utility, the sewage works will be payable out of net revenues of the utility. They'll be on a parity basis or equal footing with all of their prior outstanding bonds of the sewage works. Principal and interest will be payable on January and July 1. The bonds will mature no later than January 1, 2041. And with all their bond ordinances, we'll be back to the council in May for adoption. We expect that the bonds will close sometime in mid-June. And happy to answer any questions on the ordinance if there are any.
Any questions or comments from the council?
I want to add just one
Sure,
thing.
go ahead.
It's not on the legal side, but I did want to, Brad Talley could not be with us tonight. I did want to thank him and his team. They've done a tremendous job with the CSO projects, and they've found ways continually to save money and to do things more efficiently and more effectively. And so this bond ordinance that you see in that project, even though it's in the millions of dollars, will not require a sewer rate increase. We're able to do it without a sewer rate increase. And I just want to thank Brad and his team down at Renew for doing such a good job to be able to do a project of that magnitude and not need to do an increase as a testament to the way they've done this whole CSO project throughout the last 10 years.
That's awesome. Be sure and thank him for us. All right, are there any other questions or comments from the council? Any public comment? Okay, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Ordinance passes 6-0.
All right, thank you. We're now ready for our resolutions for the evening. We'll start with resolution number 2021-07.
A resolution confirming the designation of certain real estate as an economic revitalization area and approval of an application for property tax abatement, Mohops Incorporated Personal Property.
All right, what's the pleasure of the council? Mr. Kimball?
President, I move for passage of Resolution 2021-7 on first and final reading.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. All right, Mr. Carson.
Good evening, Dennis Carson, Economic Development Director. This resolution is in regards to a tax abatement request from Mohops Incorporated. Last month, Mike Gibson was here and presented the project for both investment in real estate and personal property. So if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
All right, does anybody have any questions or comments for Mr. Carson?
Will the bikes be out there or?
Oh, I think the bikes are long gone.
I actually have a sample of one that's going to go in my office.
All right. Any public comment? Okay, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. We're now ready for resolution number 2021-08.
A resolution authorizing the collection of entrepreneur and enterprise district participation fees.
What's the pleasure of the council?
Madam President, I move to hear resolution number 2021-08.
Mr. Downing?
Second.
Thank you. All right, and Mr. Carson again.
Dennis Carson, Economic Development Director. This resolution is in regards to the establishment of participation fees for the Entrepreneur and Enterprise District. If you remember, back in 1995, the city of Lafayette was designated an urban enterprise zone, basically in the downtown area of the city. That program has since expired, and it's been replaced by this new program, but the program is very similar to the old enterprise zone program, where we're able to establish and assess these participation fees. So businesses within the area, the district, can avail themselves to certain tax incentives, and then again, the Entrepreneur Enterprise District, which is a 501c3 organization, can assess a participation fee of those businesses receiving the tax benefit. So this establishes the rate of 35%. I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, any questions or comments from the council? All right, any public comment? Okay, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. We're now ready for resolution number 2021-09.
A resolution approving a deduction for tax abatement and in an economic revitalization area, Real Estate Blue Ridge LLC.
All right, pleasure of the council.
Madam President, I move that we hear and approve resolution 2021-09.
Second.
Thank you. And Mr. Carson?
Yes, Dennis Carson, Economic Development Director again. And this resolution is again in regards to the Mohops abatement request. Happy to answer any questions.
All right. Any questions or comments from the council? Any public comment? All right, seeing none, we're ready for roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing?
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0.
All right, thank you. We're just sailing right through this tonight. Resolution number 2021-10.
A resolution declaring the designation of certain real estate as an economic revitalization area and approving the application for property tax abatement, White Neck and Brothers LLC Real Estate.
All right. And what's the pleasure of the council?
Madam President, I move to hear and approve resolution 2021-10.
Thank you, Mr. Downing.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. All right,
And
back to
one
Mr.
last
Carson.
time, yes, Dennis Carson, Economic Development Director. This resolution in regards to tax abatement for the Antique Candle Company. If you remember, probably a little bit more than a year ago, they were before this council for a tax abatement on real estate. They made that investment, and they made a very big expansion at that time, but they're already expanding again. So they're coming back for a second abatement on an additional purchase that they were making close by to their current facility. And we have Brittany Whitenack here. I'm going to ask her to come up to explain more about her project and her request.
All right.
Hello, it's really good to see you guys again. Yeah, like Dennis said, we were here a year before you, and I just wanted to give you a quick update before I kind of share a little bit more about the expansion that we're doing again. You guys approved a tax abatement last year for 1611, and I was expecting to hire 4 full-time employees and 7 part-time employees, and actually a year later, we hired 23 full-time and 8 part-time employees, which is really exciting. After COVID, everybody found themselves at home, which meant they needed a candle. So you can imagine we've been busy the past 12 months. And so this wasn't the original plan, but unfortunately, due to COVID-19, Star Lanes, most recently known as Mustang Alley, did close. And she made the announcement that she was going to close the business permanently. And so the building was up for sale, and it was right next door, which was really exciting to us because we were trying to figure out what are we going to do in this one building. So we bought the building, and I'm here today to ask for another tax abatement for your help to continue expanding our business. We will be emphasizing and retaining all of the really cool architectural elements. There's this beautiful dome ceiling if you drive by that bowling alley on Schuyler Avenue at 1701. And we actually removed the drop ceiling, and it actually exposed these beautiful wooden rafters, I think you will. And they're just so beautiful. There's so many cool architectural elements in the building. And we're going to be putting in new lighting fixtures. We're going to renovate the bathrooms, the offices, kind of keeping that vintage industrial feel that is consistent with what I'm referring to, the Antique Candle Co. campus. And so we're expecting to invest about $750,000 in this building. The goal is converting the bowling alley into our candle making area. We'll be producing hopefully upwards of 10,000 candles a day. We currently make about 4,000 to 5,000 candles a day. And if you need a sweet lemon candle, my husband's here to pass them out. The bowling alley is about 21,000 square feet, but we're looking to actually add an extra 10,000 square feet in the year 2022 with about an additional 660 square feet of dock access to be added as well. So again, we're going to be maintaining that beautiful wooden dome roof interior, renovations of office, bathrooms, new lighting fixtures, general exterior improvement. I'm really excited to kind of find a color that matches both buildings, so it kind of has that Google campus feel. I've already told my employees we're going to get a DDR machine for the new break room, so they're excited. We expect this will create about 11 full-time jobs for an average hourly rate of $20 an hour, and we're hoping to start this in a couple of months. And we're expecting to be finished in the middle of 2023, so about 2 years from now. Thank you.
Are you taking applications at $20?
Yeah, dude.
I'm happy to let you know that we are overjoyed that your business is jumping like this.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you very
did
much.
not have to bribe us.
I remember you mentioned that last year, so I thought I'd try it again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, any questions or comments for Brittany? No? Any public comment? All right, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing? Aye. Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. We do need to set this for a public hearing on May 3rd.
6:02.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. We're now ready for resolution number 2021-11.
A resolution of the Lafayette Common Council approving amendments to the taxpayer agreements.
All right, Ms. Josnick, we're going to put you to work. Oh, and what's the pleasure of the council? Sorry.
I move we hear resolution 2021-11.
A second.
Thank you.
This resolution is related to the bond resolution that you approved earlier tonight for the 631 Main Street development. As the mayor indicated, we are also refunding several of our prior issued economic development bonds as part of this process. For economic development bonds, one of the things that is part of it is a taxpayer agreement with the developer. When we originally did these for the Star Crossing and Nova Towers, we did not contemplate the possibility of refunding those bond issuances. So these taxpayer agreements, the amendments, are just to clarify that the agreements will continue and will not extinguish upon the refunding, and they will last for the life of the refunded bonds.
All right. Any comments from the council? Any public comment? Okay, we're ready for a roll call vote.
Nargi?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Aye.
Campbell?
Aye.
Brown?
Aye.
Allersmeyer?
Aye.
Downing? Aye. Resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you. Are there any reports of standing committees? Reports of special committees?
I think the record should show that without Mr. Heidi and Mr. Clinker here, that we sailed through this
Good.
rather quickly.
I think we're just so happy to be back together.
Yes, I've seen you people in the meeting.
Mr. Mayor, do you have a report for us this evening? Okay, thank you. Miscellaneous and new business? Reports of councilmen? All right, we're up to public comment, and just a reminder that we need you to make your comments kindly, and you have 3 minutes if you have something to comment on. All right, seeing none. Mr. Campbell?
We adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, thank you very much, everybody.
Happened a lot faster than I thought. I
Well, you know,
thought here.
yeah, I was thinking about, you know, when we're doing those.
Good government,
saying
real
They're
fast.
different districts. I was thinking about kind of putting them together, but we said,
gonna
that,
do?
you know, different
Right,
districts.
and I guess there has to be an adjacent.
You're fine.
Oh, no, nope, nope,
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
All right. Well, that was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Hey, I run my IT meetings the same way.